Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Late model open
Pit lane
series
speed
time
limit is
here at Southern
35
National
miles per
Motorsports
hour.
Park for week
Exit
2.
looks clear. We've got 2
Small
laps.
field,
Let's get
but
this
not
done.
a weak field by any means, so we're going to see what we can do here in qualifying. Try to get a run to the line, try to get the best lap that I can. Just want to put myself as close to the front as I can and hopefully be on the inside. Pushed a little bit in 1 and 2. Not horrible. Track's a lot cooler than what I practiced in, so lap times are going to be fiercely fast.
P4.
A lot more grip available. We're 4th right now, which is obviously not where I wanted to be. Usually lap 1 is faster than lap 2 for me, so looks like we're going to be starting on the outside. Up back to 5th. Okay, I didn't see that, which is good. Second lap was about a 10th slower. So I'll take 5th if that's where we actually start. Like I said, only 9 cars. Car number 5, kind of in this weird hole where I'm not quite good enough to get to the 2-1 or the 4, but I'm faster than the 9, so hopefully it's not a boring race, me just running in
That's the end of the session.
5th all by
P5.
myself, but it's better than... I tried to do one, had a weird, like, software issue with the sim where it just, like, I could click on some stuff, but not other things, couldn't get into the race, so it kind of, like, put me in a weird spot that I couldn't race, and I had to disconnect the sim to then get back in, and that caused problems. Unfortunately, I was like multiple laps down, and then ran another one, but it was a really weak field, so just pulled away. It was not. I mean, it was a good race for me to try to regain some of the I rating I lost in the other one, as well as try to just get some safety rating back up, but it was not very entertaining, so I was trying to get another one in and get you guys a little bit of a better race. Looks like so far we got that, so we'll jump in. Got the 4, who's the all black. I know I've run with him before. A lot of the names I'm starting to recognize a little bit more. We'll use session best lap. As always, the setups are available on the Team Good Squad website. I'll link in the description box in case you want to pick them up and run this week. It's not quite as quick up front as some of the people in the qualifying setup. Definitely is, unfortunately, not as good, but car's pretty balanced throughout the run if you don't overdrive it, and I don't think it falls off quite as bad. It's pretty comfortable. It is definitely a little bit loose off the start, so you cannot at any point, you really can't overdrive the corner. You'll slide and potentially bring the rear end around, and especially the first like 3 to 5 laps, you can't stab on the throttle coming out of the corners right away. Otherwise, you'll end up spinning to the inside wall as well. But if you can drive it clean, drive it smooth, it's got some good pace in it over the whole course of the 50 laps. Still learning more about these cars, getting a little bit better, so I'm gonna keep trying to do what I can to improve the setups and the timing, as well as
P5.
work on my
50
driving
laps.
as
Let's
well.
make them count.
It's like we've got one car that we dropped, so just 8 cars on track. But like I said, hopefully with it being a stronger field,
The inside column.
everybody should be a lot closer, and it should provide halfway decent racing. Get the fuel on check, get the brakes warmed up. I do use a decent amount of brake here. Kind of do like 50 to 60% while I turn in, and then kind of bring it back to 40, hold it for a little bit, and then start dragging it back. Trail braking through like the first third to half of the corner, let it roll through the center, and then I get off and work the throttle back in. Goal's going to be to try to hang with these front 4 if I can, but if not, I'd at least like to finish 5th, so see what we can do. We get ready to go. Maybe we can try to get a decent start, get inside of the 4, maybe work ourselves up to 4th place.
Okay, mate, get ready. Let's go.
Off and rolling. 4 is going to try to battle his way back to the inside. The contact between the 9 and myself. 4 just drives left. I know he was fighting aggressive to get down to the bottom. 2 loses it. So we're going to follow the 4 to the inside, see if we can get by the 2.
Still there.
A little loose there off of turn 2.
Still there. Keep digging. Clear.
Watch for the 2 to try to cut underneath us. Just going to do the best I can to hold on to it.
The leader's has just done a 15.00.
I think if I'm that far off the pace, the 2's going to end up getting impatient and try to get by me, but I'm just going to try to defend the bottom as best as I can. Well, not do that. Big wreck behind, which takes out the rest of the field. I kind of gave the 2 the bottom line entry in. So let him go. He's definitely faster. Wreck still on the bottom. That was the 9. Shocker if the 9 drove into me. Drive into the 2 there. Did not mean to get him, so we'll let him get away. And we're just going to reset, try to follow the 2, see if we can get back up to the field. Watch out for the 9. Released off the brakes a little quick. There's a shot to the 9. I got on the throttle too hard out of the corner. 9 holding up the 2 actually allowed me to close up a little bit. The front 3 have broken away. So just got to settle in now. Start trying to click off consistent laps. Try the best I can to try to hang with the 2. See if I can keep myself in striking distance so that if they do fall off a little more, I can try to take advantage of it. 2's definitely loose, trying to drive hard to get back to him, so I want to be there to take advantage of any mistake he makes.
That lap was a 15.08.
Might have just barely dragged the wall there on the backstretch. Could have easily been netcode as well.
You've just done a 15.09.
Just focusing on hanging with the 2 right now, and if the 2's fast enough to catch up to the 4 and I can hang with them, then we'll catch up as well. Overdrove the center of 3 and 4 there.
You've just done a 15.12.
I think now that the 2's getting some grip, you can see he's able to get off the center of the corner a little bit better than me.
Okay, Jake, as the car exits,
I think I might be braking and driving just a little bit deeper than the 2. We might have a little bit of better rotation. That time I just overdrove 1. Just allowed him to pull away. Lap car now that's clogging up the front. Overdrive turn 3.
That lap time was 15.
So for not many cars, there certainly is an interesting race with lap traffic kind of playing a little bit into it. Four was pretty aggressive off the start. We'll have to take a look at that and see if he really was clear or if he just drove down in front of me without caring. I know in the short tracks you got to get yourself down, otherwise you get freight trained. Sometimes I think it's a bit aggressive. Losing pace a little bit, losing touch with the 2, just need to settle down. Try to get there. The front 3 are dealing with lap car. 1 gets taken out. Or no, that was actually the 1 and the 3. That was not a lap car. The lap car is 9 up ahead.
P3.
So, wow, that's going to put us into 3rd. Oh, I did not expect that. Well, we'll see what happened there after the race.
0.84.
The chat down, not really listening to what they're saying. I don't think we have a shot at the win, but you never know. I don't know if the 2 gave a shot to the 9 or if the 9 just pulled down. 9 doesn't have seemed to have been the most kind to lead lap cars. So this will be the 2nd time that the 9's gotten in front of the 2. The 2 doesn't take kindly to it. I think that might have been a shot to let him know, excuse me.
Still there.
Which, when he's multiple laps down,
Clear up high.
wouldn't disagree with the 2 being frustrated. Because it's allowing me to close back up ever so slightly, and the 2 does not want that. 4's gone now. It's the biggest benefactor of that wreck, taking over the lead. I think he was in 3rd prior to it.
You've just done a 15.27.
So yeah, this was... I had a lot more action in it than I already expected for 8 cars. And we're only 20 laps in.
P3, your last lap time was a 15.
So I got 30 laps to keep trying to work on the 2. Check the gap at the line and kind of keep an eye on it. The next 10 laps or so. Looks like it's 0.7 and 2.4 to the 4. Guess it pays to be a little bit slower because I was able to avoid that wreck instead of being in the middle of it.
0.84.
2 pulls away a little bit, but kept the same gap to the 4. So we'll see if the 2 is able to catch up to the 4, maybe they get into a battle. Something happens and we can sneak through for a free win.
The track
2 is
temperature's increasing.
definitely faster than me, and I'm on about the same pace as the 4.
Alright, Jake, that's good consistency. Keep it up.
Oh, and then I do dumb stuff like that.
The gap in front is now.
Thankfully, no incident
1.00.
points, and it's got some damage, but I don't think it should affect it too bad. Yeah, that was just stupid on my part. Lost a 10th to both cars. So let's see if we can get it back. If not,
That's half
we'll
the
cruise in
distance.
3rd
Control levels
and
are
take home a much better finish than I expected. Albeit if you have free spots at wreck, but hey, I'll take them however I can get them. Set up the car. Gonna use a little bit of brake bias towards the rear to help it rotate in. It's more on me overdriving it, but give me a little more of a consistent feel to what it was at the start of the race.
The gap in front is now 1.13.
So he's definitely trying to chase down the 4. Like I said, we're about even paced with the 4. So somewhere between 2nd and 3rd fastest car on the track. Get a little loose there off the corner. It's due to me overdriving the exit. So just have to keep an eye out in case the 2 does get to the 4 and then tries to make some sort of, you know, shove to the bumper or something to send them up the track. Just have to watch in case that happens. Just try to get the lines a little more consistent, see if we can try to close back up to the 4. I don't think it's going to happen. It seems like it's too big of a gap for only 19 laps, but you never know. Strange things have happened in this race. So the 2 made a mistake, so we were able to kind of close up a little bit with him. 2's the fastest of the 3 of us, but we're all looking like we're pretty even. I overdrive the center of 1 and 2 there, so I lose some time down the backstretch. Just overdriving corner entries now. Trying too hard. Gotta keep remember, go fast, you gotta go slow first. I guess this is the time where it's nice with a small field because just able to focus on marks and not have to worry about, you know, constantly navigating lap traffic or people trying to dive bomb on the inside or anything. We're gonna have 14 to go this time by.
The gap ahead is now
Working lap 37. Yeah, everything's kind of evened out. I think the 2's still slowly catching the 4, but we're all right around the same pace. I'm still probably the 3rd fastest car, but we're all right about the same. 2 has a big issue there in the middle of 3 and 4. I don't think it's going to be enough for us to get back to him and get by, but
that last lap was
certainly makes things a little more interesting.
1.47.
You can see that gap's cut in half all of a sudden over the last lap. Bouncing off the wall like an idiot.
The gap in front is now 0.
2, I think, is starting to go back to the loose side, trying too hard again. 4's going to have the 9 up ahead. 9's just not getting out of the way, so the 4's not going to be happy with him. 9's just been a menace to everybody. And the 4 takes the 9 down to the wall. 9's going to keep it in the middle of the course. So we're going to work by the outside.
Clear.
Allows us to close up to the 2. We've really been the benefactor of the 9's problems in front of people. That he's been, you know, again, just not respectful at all. Gap closed down to the 4, but again, 4 and I were pretty even. That was just because of the stuff that happened with the 9. But I'm going to try to take advantage, see if I can get to the 2 somehow. Just 8 laps to go. So the two kind of pushing up in the middle of 3 and 4. Don't want to get the apron at all. It will upset the car. It's just because of the transition. But you want to get as close to it as you can. Two's starting to regather it. Go. I bounced the wall again.
Your lap time was.
And look who's coming up already. The 9. Our X Factor. Oh, he just goes and takes the 4 out. Oh my word. He just took the 4 out intentionally. Oh, there's going to be protests and anger after this race.
V2.
Oh man, we're into second though. I don't think we're going to get to the 2 for a free win, but oh my word, small field does not mean small action. We've got stuff everywhere this race.
That was a 15.56.
Don't think I'm good enough to catch the 2 anymore. We're just over half a second back, but oh baby was this race nuts. Yeah, this is way better than the other race I ran. I'm just overdriving corners now. With the brake bias all the way back, give it a run with 3 to go. Just basically need the 2 to somehow screw up badly enough, but I don't think it's going to happen. So, again, being a little bit off the pace, a little bit further behind's paid off because I have been able to avoid every major incident that happened. First big one happened well behind us. Second one was between the 1 and the 3, was able to avoid it, and that one between the 9 and the 4 was far enough back to avoid it as well.
The gap in front is now 0.
Well, second place is going to be way, way better than I had planned in this race. I was hoping for a 4th or a 5th.
Oh,
White flag. I think the 4 might have gone back after the 9.
One more to go.
I don't know. Or it might have been the 9 actually. Because the 4's up ahead. I don't know, we're going to take a look at all this because there's some angry drivers after this race. Good win too. Nice to have avoided all that mess. Sorry about the 9 getting into you guys. All right, let's go jump out and look at the melee that was that race. Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, just a massive blessing for me to be able to finish second out of that, to say the least. When we were by no means the second fastest car on the track, but let's take a look at the beginning. See what happens. So we're gonna move back to the 9 because he was the one involved in this. Actually, you know what? I want to let's look at the deal with the 4 first. Because the 4 is the all black car here. I want to look at when he cut down. Okay, now it was a bit on me for being there. Like I didn't expect him to come down off the wall like that. So it was kind of a combination of him coming down and me coming up. If anything, actually, you can put a little more on me. I probably should have given a little bit more room. So that was not at all what I thought that was inside the car. So fine with that move. I get it. So then the wreck's going to happen here. I think it's the next lap. Between the 7 and the 9. The 9 goes high, kind of overdrives the corner. You see the car kick out. 7's going to drive to the inside. 9 gets the wall. 6 gets right in the back of him. See, I thought it was this lap. Maybe it's... Look at his lap time and see. No, it'll be the next lap. Well, it'll be partially this lap. So 7 gets loose there, clips the apron a little bit. 9 bounces off the wall, which obviously I did. And then the 7 just overdrives it and then spins out. And the 9 just gets into the back of him and sticks it in the fence. So that's when he's got a tow. Okay. So then let's take a look and see what happens. So this whole race is predicated on what the 9 did. So the 9 loses it. They both cut underneath 3 wide. The 4 gives a shot to the 1. Alright, so that's how that wreck happened. So let's take a look at that wreck, because that's not what I thought that was. So we're going to rewind this a little bit behind where we watched. So the 1 and the 3 are running side by side. They both cut underneath to get by the 9, and then the 4 just drives in and gets into the back of the 1, sends the 1 kind of loose, which then upsets the 1. We'll watch it here in slow motion. Get to it. So here's going to be the shot where the 4 is just going to get into the left rear. I don't think it was intentional. I think he overdrove it, but it's possible that he was trying to get him loose and send him up the track. But the 1's trying to catch it. These cars are so hard to save once they start going past a certain point, honestly. And he had the right wheel in it, and it grips and overcorrects and snaps back to the right side. So he gets into the left rear of the 3, sends the 3 around. He's going around as well. So that's how the 2 of them wrecked. So I guess, I don't know, was it an accident on the 4's part or was it intentional on the 4's part? I don't know. I mean, it was contact from the 4 to the left rear of the 1 that sent him around. That allowed us to get on by. So that's how that deal happened. And let's take a look at the 9, his next deal, which is going to be here with the 2. So he's going to bounce off the wall again on the backstretch, slows him way down. 2's going to close up to him because of that. 2's going to try to run on the outside. 2 gets a little loose off the corner. 9 kind of blocked the 2. 9 was just not getting out. He gets loose in front of the 2, has to check up. 2 gets by him. Okay, so it wasn't really much in the way of contact there. And he kind of runs down on me. Like, I had already cleared him, and you see him start coming down the track, and he kind of drives down into my right rear there. So, not sure what that was all about. So then we're going to go to somewhere in here. Let's see if there's going to be an issue up here. Nope, he gets loose. Clips the wall. Right. Turns down into the 1. 1 was working by him. Let's see if he blocked him going into the corner. No, he just goes wide. The 1 gets a really good run off the inside. And then he just turns down left into the 1. He's in front of the 3. And I think he's still, even though the 3 and the 1 are off the base, he's still down to the 3 and 1 in terms of laps. That was kind of a racing deal. He turned down, but he really didn't give him the 3. It was like, I don't know, kind of coming back up a little bit, but a little bit of net code there. And he's got the 6. So the 6 gets by cleanly. And he's going to get the wall. The reason why I'm saying on him is everything was predicated out of what the 9 did for the most part. Because what I really want to get to is the end. That was the good part. So he loses it off the corner. So that's there. We'll fast forward in front of the 7. He's going to stay high but kind of overdrive 1 and 2. Gets the wall. No, just slows down. Okay, so nothing there. Let's see. I think we should be getting into the realm of where the 4 is going to approach. So we'll just keep it this way. Like I said, I think we should see the 4 start closing up now. Drives to the bottom. I don't know what he's doing there, honestly. I have no clue what he's doing at this point. He's just kind of all over the track. Like, that wasn't a normal, like, chasing it down because you got loose. So the 4 should be coming into frame. Yep, there's the 4. So now the 9's just going to run the dead middle of the track, cuts down to the bottom. That was definitely, to me, that looked like a block in front of the 4. 4 makes a little bit of contact with the right rear. Big deal. Still cuts down. Okay, so that, I don't think that was quite the shot that it looked like from in the car, because he was already headed down the track to block him. If you see, he's got himself gunned right for the inside wall, and maybe he thought he needed to get to the inside. I don't know, but the 4 definitely did not hold up either. I think the 4 definitely let him know that I'm not thrilled with your driving, and a lot of drivers were upset with his driving, to be honest. So that got him into the wall. So then he's going to park, which thankfully allowed me to get by without any issues. It kind of held up the 2 a little bit, but not by much. 2 was able to get by. So he's now going for blood. Like, this is all intentional. So here comes the 3 and the 1. He pulls low, lets them by. He's definitely driving slow, looking for the 4 at this point, because he's parking. You don't do that. 8's going to get on by, or excuse me, I think that was the 6. Yeah, this is going to get good right here. Here comes the 7. It's like, okay, not my mark. This is going to get really good. Because I guarantee you the 4 is going to be angry about this one and there's going to be a protest. Like, you can hear him in and out of the throttle. So, he's waiting for the 4. Here comes the 4, and he just turns right in front of him. Like, right in front of him. And that was enough to disconnect, or to disqualify him. So, let's look at it from the 4's perspective. Like, I think the 4 just thinks he's staying low, and then he sees him turn right, and he had no shot to avoid him. So, 9 just blatantly takes the 4 out, which worked to my benefit, but that was definitely a crap move. And the 4 had no way to retaliate back against him, even if he wanted to, because that was enough to DQ the 9. So, yeah, that was basically everything that happened. That made that, I guess, quite fun, to say the least. Worked out to our benefit to get a better finish, so take a look at the results. 2-split race. I was wondering if it was either 2 or 3 based on the size of the field. Like I said, a decent strength of field, 32-14 outside of a normal Monday night strength of field race was not actually all that bad. So it's kind of disappointing to see some of the people do that stuff. Able to gain 0.15 in safety rating, so up to 3.6. Should hopefully be able to keep it clean. And with a couple more NASCAR races at Nashville this week, should be able to get back to the A licensing no problem. And 83, so we're not quite to the level where I was after the truck race, but I think if I'm not quite there, I'm only a few points underneath it, not very far. So um, lap time wise, let's take a look. The 1 was a 14.916. I was an 02.954 for the 2. The 4 was 917.885 out of the 3. So, a tenth and a half off or so, give or take. Just for me, in the right places at the right times to be able to avoid everything. I guess the 8 made the right choice by not ever connecting in. At least he didn't risk any safety rating out of it. But the 9 with the less than stellar race. Don't do what he did. That's the only thing I can tell you. Don't get in the way like that. If you got faster traffic coming up and you're off the lead lap, just let him by. Don't do the stuff he did with that. And then definitely, I know it looked like it was rough on the forest part, but don't do that either. The Ford gave him a shot for sure. He was tired of the blocking, and everybody was really kind of tired of the Nine's blocking. But the retaliation the 9 had was not worth it at all. I know I've done it before in the past, but it's never going to be worth it. So likely the 4 is going to send a protest, and the 9's probably going to lose that protest and probably on a vacation for a little bit. But just it's not worth it at all. So feel free to leave any of your feedback if you see it differently than I did. Certainly, we caught a massive break. We were really a fifth place car, honestly, based on the pace. Maybe fourth place, you could make an argument compared to the 4, possibly. But really fortunate to have been able to avoid everything, not get tangled up in anything, come away with a second place finish. So I'm going to take that one and go on with it and look for continuing the upward momentum for this week. I know it's not going to last for long, but I got to ride the wave while I can and take some confidence, keep working, keep learning, try to drive as best as I can, and hopefully get you guys something better. So until the next one, I hope all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.